Some people think life is a path, straight, predictable, one foot in front of the other. Others think it's a circle. What goes around comes around. But the more you live, the more you realize life is a maze, not just because it has twists and turns, but because it offers choices, and every hallway feels right, until it doesn't. That's the trick of the maze. It doesn't just test your direction, it tests your discernment. Some doors open wide with warm light, but lead nowhere. Some loops look like progress, but steal your time. And in this maze, the scariest thing ain't getting lost. It's getting comfortable in the wrong place. Let me tell you a story about 5 people who stepped into life's maze and the roads they chose. We all started together. Me, Ruben, CJ, Malik, and Devin, shoulder to shoulder at the maze's entrance. No maps, just curiosity. 5 minds chasing something more. At first, we walked the same stretch, cracking jokes, making plans, full of energy. But the maze, it doesn't stay simple for long. Ruben was the first to take a turn. His hallway was reverent. Tall cathedral ceilings, marble floors, choirs echoing in the distance, candles lit the path. A sign above the arch said, "Faith, certainty, purpose." He looked back and said, "This feels like truth, like what I've been missing." I stood at the fork, waiting. At first, it seemed like a beautiful place, full of peace and structure. But the deeper Ruben went, the more he started following rituals instead of reflection, rules instead of relationship. He stopped seeking and started defending. That hallway didn't trap him with deception. It trapped him with certainty. He stopped asking questions. He stayed because it made him feel right. And the maze, it don't pull you out. It lets you stay where you settle. So I moved forward. CJ's hallway came next. It was loud. The bass shook the floor. Lights flashed like paparazzi. Silhouettes of bodies danced behind glass walls. The air smelled like temptation, and the sign above the hallway read, "Freedom, ecstasy, escape." He grinned. "Yo, this the life. Come through." This hallway lured him with everything that feels good. Sex, drugs, fame, endless stimulation with no silence in between. He was chasing euphoria, but every high led to a deeper hollow. At first I waited, thinking maybe he'd realize it was a loop, but pleasure has a way of convincing you its purpose. And that's what kept him there. So I walked on. Malik's hallway was polished, glass doors, sharp suits. Every step triggered a spotlight on him. The sign said, "Promotion, respect, legacy." He looked over his shoulder and said, "I'm building my way out of this maze." He wasn't running from pain. He was chasing validation. Every door he opened gave him more of what he wanted, but none of them brought him closer to freedom. That hallway didn't feel like a trap. It felt like achievement. But achievement with no destination is just a treadmill in disguise. I called out to him, but the applause was too loud, so I kept walking. Devin? Devin never chose. He dipped into Ruben's hallway for a while, then CJ's, then back to Malik's. He tried to find one that fit, but the maze ain't designed for wanderers. Too many false starts, and eventually, he disappeared. Not because he was pulled away, but because indecision erases people too. And then, it was just me. No crew, no noise. Just one quiet path growing narrower with every step. Sometimes I questioned myself. What if I missed the right turn? What if they were right, and I'm just stubborn? But something in my chest, something sacred, said, "Keep walking." And I did. Until I found Elijah, sitting alone in a quiet bend of the maze, shoes worn, eyes heavy. He said, "I started walking this path before you, but when I saw everybody else turning, I thought maybe I was going the wrong way. So I stopped. I helped him to his feet, and we walked together. Then we found Kira, still, silent, tears in her eyes. She said, "I made it this far, but it's hard feeling like the villain just because I kept going, like I left everybody behind." I told her, "You didn't leave them. You just didn't get stuck. And maybe you walking forward is what might one day bring them out." That's the thing about this maze. It doesn't stop you. It just gives you options: comfort, pleasure, power, distraction. They all feel like the answer. But most hallways don't lead out. They just trap you in place, wrapped in a feeling that's strong enough to keep you still. But the true path? It's narrow, unmarked, lonely, and rarely chosen. But it leads somewhere. And if you keep walking, even when you feel lost, even when the silence gets loud, even when you doubt yourself, you'll find it. The exit, the freedom, the truth. This is the quote room, where words wake minds. Some things don't need a reaction, just reflection, just a few thoughts I had on my mind.